Recently, I was hired to work on a video project in Washington, D.C. and spent some time on Capitol Hill and at the White House. I found people trying to influence lawmakers in a variety of subjects. The Chinese Falun Gong were pushing the United States government to encourage China to improve human rights.
To stand in solidarity with you on this issue. I've often wondered why the Chinese Communist Party began this campaign in 1999 and continues today to so violently repress Falun Gong.
I saw a large gathering of American Christians meeting with senators, and they were pushing for support for Israel. A group of legislators met and held a press conference outside the Capitol building for religious freedom in Vietnam.
That's going on right now. There are people who are incarcerated still. I would ask, and I'm introducing a resolution next week, that the United Nations initiate an investigation into this horrific violation of human rights, this use of torture by the secret police in Vietnam, which is emblematic of the way they treat people who dissent.
Across the street from the press conference, there was a single protester on a street corner holding a sign with the Star of David and swastikas. He was claiming that Israel was practicing genocide against Palestinians, something that most people in the street found very puzzling.
Did you see the guy standing on the street corner over there with the
Nazi sign?
Yeah. When you see stuff like that, what does it make you think of?
I think it makes me think, number one, of ignorance. It makes me think that people are not really aware of what they're doing. Sometimes people are just angry, unjust, without justification for their anger, and I think one just shows a sign that they maybe don't know their history.
I later ran into the protester in the White House park, and we talked in a non-confrontational way. Surprisingly, he feels Israel has the right to exist. But he could not give me a good reason why he feels comfortable comparing the Holocaust, where 6 million Jews and another 5 to 10 million non-Jews were sent to extermination camps, with the sporadic fighting that's been flaring up between Israelis and Palestinians. How can you compare the two events?
Well, earlier though, I thought what a little surprised a lot of people though when you see like the swastika and all that stuff, and you equate, what Israel's doing with what the Nazis did. You see,
so let me try and explain that.
Okay.
Maybe it was as much a surprise to me as it was to you.
Mm-hmm.
In doing this work, many groups come through this park from all over the world, and many from the United States. And the groups of young people that I would get here, that the issue of Israel would come up, and the soulless, heartless hate with which they would talk about the Palestinians, and the sense of entitlement, the sense of superiority that actually, I don't know that it was hate for Palestinians, but it was, hey, there's some risk to us, so obviously we should do whatever we have to do, whatever we want to do to others, and that's what Nazism was.
But Nazism was much more than words or ill feelings between people or sporadic military actions. The Nazis formulated the ultimate solution and attempted to wipe out Jews from existence by rounding them up and sending them to death camps. And it's not happening in Israel today. So how can you compare the two? So protesters using swastikas and claiming a Holocaust is going on in Gaza, they're losing their credibility because most people, at least in America, know history.